Kiryu hype?
So, I'm gonna make a guess. This movie starts in the 80s.
What?
With a young and brash Japanese man who wants to punch people in the face and punch the drunkenness out of them.
Oh, totally, yeah. And then he learns like different fighting styles and talks to a man who goes, yeah!
Yeah.
And we're just going to be in Tokyo the entire time. And then he gets in a giant lizard mech.
But not after solving all the problems with the orphanage.
And fighting lots of people on top of towers.
Always.
Always and forever. Until he's not the main character. But we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Can't wait till his dad dies.
Oh, no. No, spoilers.
Eh.
Alright, it's the good Mechagodzilla.
I am excited. So, welcome back from the adventure of a man trying to get laid. Kind of what this movie boils down to. There's a giant robot lizard, but really
that's all part of the plan to get laid.
Oh, it's just the man. Literally, one of the opening lines this man has to our anime protagonist is, "Do you want to have kids?"
That's a very relevant question.
Considering he already has one, I guess, but like, kind of coming out strong out of the gate on that one. That's like that.
Look, sometimes you gotta come out swinging.
No, you don't come out swinging the dick. You don't do that. It doesn't work.
It worked for this man.
No, it didn't.
He's getting a free dinner.
Because he made a giant robot. All right. You know what? Like, you know what? That's all of this. This is all an elaborate plan for this man to find another wife.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's kind of elaborate.
Yeah.
But I mean, the lengths you go for love.
Yeah. Totally.
Sometimes you just gotta build a giant lizard on top of the bones of another giant lizard.
that take control of the robot when it feels like it, when it hears the call of its kind.
Look, there's ghost and bones.
This is not Ghost Godzilla. Although this is more Ghost Godzilla than Ghost Godzilla.
Yeah, and, bones harbor ghosts. That's just how it works. The soul is located in the femur.
Or just in the skeleton.
No, the femur specifically.
Well, don't break your femur then. You'll break your ghost.
Yeah, it's a bad time.
Anyway, so yeah, they make Kiryu around Godzilla's bones. The original Godzilla's bones, and they show us the shittiest CG of him dying.
They reshot it, and it was bad.
It was bad because it was a CG version of the shitty suit. So, yeah, and then the first time they deploy it, it immediately goes rogue, and...
Yeah, Godzilla makes a shout, and it's just like, I remember when I used to shout at things.
Oh, man, and I've got all these extra weapons to blow more shit up? Fuck yeah.
But time to pull my favorite move, walking just through a building.
Oh, just straight through. Or better yet, Godzilla leaving and just belly flopping.
Godzilla just like, I'm outie.
Yeah, I'm done. You're good. This Godzilla's got it. And, yeah, no, so Kiryu kind of goes nuts, and then they're like, we can fix it.
Well, they have to wait for it to shut down first.
Yeah, it's real bad.
It just goes on a rampage for an hour, and it's like, well, my fuel's depleted.
Yeah, we're done.
Time for night-night.
Good night. And then they fix it, and they come up with the thing that apparently stops it from going nuts.
I'm not entirely sure what they did. Like, they just kind of hand-waved it away, like,
yeah.
If we change a thing...
There's a control thing that we made. We won't talk about it.
That's not quite nearly as interesting as this guy trying to get with this girl.
Oh, yeah, no. And and we have to talk about the Absolute Zero cannon, which is like it's pretty much the coolest weapon.
Ah, I get it.
Literally and metaphorically, the coolest weapon a Mechagodzilla has ever had. It's honestly the most interesting chest laser I can think of, and it never works.
I mean, it made it took out 3 buildings,
Yep.
4 buildings actually.
4 buildings, and
then it made an ice sculpture that lasted for all of 10 seconds.
yeah,
It was beautiful.
yeah. And then Godzilla burst out of it and went
And it was like, yeah, whatever.
that was chilly. I'm leaving.
But yeah, no. So they fixed the Kiryu, and then they deploy him again.
Mm-hmm.
And this time he is fixed, and he doesn't do the destruction thing.
Yep. He comes in and shoulder tackles Godzilla, which was honestly it was cool. It was a little poorly animated, but it was cool.
Yeah, whenever they showed Kiryu moving quote unquote fast, it was always just a still of him sliding.
It was unanimated CG, and it was just like it was all right. I almost wish they had put just slightly more work into the CG and used that more so that it looked cool and it looked good, because it doesn't quite look either of those things. Like, there's the part where Mechagodzilla jumps over, like Jet jumps over him, but he's doing like this spread arm, like one leg up, that stupid ninja jump.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
And
this could look cooler, but it doesn't look cool.
No, it hangs on the screen. It's really noticeable.
It's rough, and the landing, he didn't stick the landing, and like, and I just, and this Mechagodzilla is just like all about projectiles.
Yeah, he's got a lot of missiles.
Just so
Not
many
as many
missiles.
missiles as OG Mechagodzilla.
Well, that wasn't even missiles. That was just every part of me is a gun. I am gun. I am gun. Gun, gun. All gun, all the time. Just make me a gun. I mean, I feel like that would have been appropriate. Just a gun, but like arrayed with guns around it, like an aura of guns. Like, that's Mechagodzilla. That's OG Mechagodzilla. This one got a little bit more going on. Got a cool tail that I think got used once. Maybe it might have been a chop. I don't know. But there was a cool face grab that I was like, oh, I'm into this. And there was like a head hold. There was one hold. There was one point though where they just kind of bumped into each other, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah,
It's,
whatever.
We're figuring out how to fight each other in the rubber suits. It's a bad time.
And then Kiryu also had like these hidden Assassin's Creed.
Well, he had
blades.
one. He only had the one.
You sure you didn't have a second one? He probably had a second.
He should have had a second one.
He didn't use it, but he probably had a second one.
But like he stabbed.
Symmetry.
It was cool because like Godzilla grabbed his arm and then he's like, oh yeah, and then like stabbed him with it and started electrocuting him, and then Godzilla beamed that off, and and for a split second Godzilla had a knife.
Godzilla was gonna shank somebody.
But then he's like, wait, what am I doing? And he threw it away, and I was like, damn. Godzilla with a weapon would have been hilarious. But yeah, our anime protag got into the robot, and yeah, she got thrown around a little bit. The guy who hated her almost died for her.
Yeah, he flew his jet into Godzilla's face. And he's just like, yeah, whatever.
Now we can't shoot the beam. And I'm like, you could probably shoot the beam and melt you.
Don't worry about me. Just kill Godzilla with the absolute zero. And so Kiryu just like rushes up there,
Oh.
slaps it out of.
She grabs the half of the plane that's in Godzilla's mouth and like throws it, and it explodes and he ejects. and then it's like, that's where the face grab happens, and like pushing him while the Absolute Zero cannon is charging. I'm like, why isn't it just working by proximity?
Because
But, like, it doesn't work until you push the big red button. Like, that's the part I don't get.
well, it's charging up.
Yeah, I didn't. But either way, she like body slams him into Tokyo Bay and fires the cannon, and it freezes like half of the bay, and it makes this big Christmas tree of ice, and then it all breaks, and Godzilla just goes,
Yeah, okay.
"Yeah, all right, whatever. I'm done here."
I remember the last time I dealt with ice. I didn't like that.
This Godzilla didn't deal with ice.
Yeah, I know. I remember. No, you're right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I remember the last time you dealt with ice, but no, that wasn't you either.
Nope.
That was some other unrelated Godzilla.
Yep. But yeah, so
The Godzillas develop a mutual respect for each other.
sure.
Well, if there was no respect, then Godzilla would just turn around and beam the crap out of Kiryu.
I don't think he noticed, because Kiryu just like rose out of the water behind him, and Godzilla didn't turn around. I don't think he gave a shit. He was just like, I'm done. I'm good.
All right, nap time.
See you in the sequel.
Hooray!
Or maybe our scientist man will finally get his dinner.
No, he got his dinner in the post-credit scene.
No, we don't know that. Maybe it'll
He got
be
a
in this
free
movie.
dinner.
Maybe it'll be in this movie. Who knows?
That's possible.
But yeah, like the entirety of this movie is a middle-aged man macking on a 20-year-old.
She was probably 25.
That doesn't make it any better.
It makes it slightly better.
Slightly, but still not great.
It could have been worse.
It could have been. She could have been Evangelion age.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Do you want to have kids? Sir, I am a child. Fuck. Alright, let's rate this shit and let's get to the second movie. Monster Combat. I'm not gonna lie. Some of it was cool and some of it was just missiles.
A lot of it was just missiles.
God, there were so many missiles. It was kind of cool, but it was still just missiles.
I mean, at least they weren't just like missiles that went straight.
Yeah, but
Unlike
a lot of them did.
No, a lot of them curved, like they fired out sideways and then they came in.
I guess.
They flanked.
I guess.
I'd say 7.
I was gonna say 6.
No, I'd say 7 because it's still better than most what Heisei had to offer.
Alright, fine. We'll go with 7. Visual effects.
Hoo boy!
Alright, so, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the CG used for Kiryu was almost good.
Yeah. Some of it used was almost bad.
No. Some of it was unquestionably god-awful. But I would say that they did use enough CG for Kiryu to make him agile and kind of cool. The shoulder check was cool. The face grab was cool. The getting beamed in the... Well, that wasn't CG, but that was hilarious. Just getting blasted with the power beam and just going like, oh, I can't do anything.
Just being sprayed with a hose.
God, there are so many belly flops in this movie. But anyway, I don't know.
I'm thinking 7.
Alright, that's fine. Plot. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just want to throw a 5 at this plot, because I don't think anything was good or bad. It was just a plot. It was a anime.
It was just, hey, we made a Godzilla. Fight the other Godzilla. Oh. Yeah, 5 seems reasonable. I'd almost give it a 6 just because it wasn't unreasonable.
Alright, we'll be nice and give it a 6. The acting. I'm not gonna lie. As much as this is a middle-aged man's quest for puss, he is kind of the best part of this movie.
Yeah, no, he was really good. He was just a full-on ham.
It was kind of amazing. And literally, and I'm not kidding, the literal line, "Do you want to have children?" was said. I mean, it was, do you want to have children? And yeah, so, and for some reason our main protag speaks like maybe 10 words until before we even see Mechagodzilla. To the point where there is a scene in which she has clearly said something, but they skipped what she said to have Scientist Man answer her question. It's so fucking ridiculous. I don't know how I feel about the main character, to be honest. She's kind of...
Yeah, she's kind of there.
Yeah,
She doesn't have any presence.
She has a death wish, which I guess plays into that, but, like... And then she's like, no, all life matters. And I'm like, yeah, sure, except for Godzilla.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't kill him.
Clearly. So, I don't know. Either we give it an extra point in acting for our main scientist man, or we put him in a special mention.
I'm sure there's a better special mention, so give it the extra point to acting.
Alright, so like 7?
7, 8, somewhere in there.
I'll go with 7. There was no dub. Special mention. Okay, seriously, what is there to give special mention to other than this man's quest to get laid?
I mean, I kind of like the scene where Kiryu just gets, like... he just rotates 180 degrees and fires the absolute zero backwards. Remember when he blows up the buildings?
Oh, right! He gets fucking flipped!
he just pivots 180 degrees and it's like, beam, go!
I don't know, but then there's Mechagodzilla just literally walking through an office building.
That's pretty powerful too.
Let's Mothra through this fucking building and just not care.
It's whatever. This building's in my way. It's made of paper mache. It's fine.
Yeah, no. I don't know, like,
yeah, no, like, not a whole lot happens in this movie, surprisingly.
Yeah, no, it's, like the fighting was kind of just all right. I don't know. I still think middle-aged man's Blue Balls adventures is kind of the best part of this movie.
Well, let's go with that then.
All right.
I'm not thinking anything higher than a 2.
Yeah.
Because as fun as it was,
yeah, I'll give it a 2. It'll be fine. That puts it at 30.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And now we have Tokyo SOS.
Alright, we'll be back with that one next week.
Yes.